But today we have a special guest, so I'm not going to talk about myself, and I'm not going to blab the whole time. We're gonna let Radal do some talking. So if you don't know Radal has an awesome YouTube channel. He's very close to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you don't know or you haven't subscribed, or you should probably go back to his videos and check to see that you're subscribed. Go there and subscribe to him. He's really close. I have a feeling he's going to get 100,000 within the next 3 weeks. But yeah,
that would be crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead. Introduce yourself. Tell people about yourself, how you got into YouTube and home labbing, and for all those who may or may not know you.
Okay. Well, thanks, Tim, for having me on. My name is Brett. My channel is Raid Owl. I got into it. I was actually thinking about it the other day. I started it in February of 2020. So it has been over over 4 years, which is absolutely mind-blowing to think about, because it doesn't feel like that long, over 4 years of making videos. But I just got into it because I liked tech stuff. I like building PCs, just general tech stuff, and I wanted an excuse to buy a fancy camera to get into photography. So I was like, oh, well, I buy this, I can film like videos, and it'll give me a reason to buy even more tech stuff. So I started off my channel with like just generic PC videos and like buying dumb stuff on Amazon to review, which has come kind of full circle with my AliExpress videos as of late. Just funny, but if you go back and look at my first videos, they're absolute hot dog water. But I eventually put out one video that was like virtualizing on a regular desktop PC consumer level hardware, and that video got way more views than any of my other ones. I was like, oh, there's something to this, which was the catalyst for eventually transitioning into what my channel is today, which is a regular dude exploring home labs, and networking stuff, home lab stuff, general PC stuff, whatever I feel like getting my hands on and making videos on. That's what I do. So yeah, go watch a video if you like it, and feel free to subscribe. But that's me.
Awesome. Yeah, I know that. It sounds like you and I kind of had a kind of a similar journey, like getting into YouTube, because when I started, it was gaming. It was totally not even related to tech, more just gaming. And but then you start figuring out kind of what sticks and what people like, and then you kind of chase that down, which is super fun. But yeah, I'm very similar. I wasn't big. Well, I guess I did some photography, but I think you're big into it. You're big time, aren't you? You really like it.
I was into it for a while, and then I had a baby, and so now we don't like travel as much. And I still like it. I still enjoy it. I just don't have the opportunity to do much with it. But I am going to Japan in February of next year. So that'll be a fun opportunity to take my camera and get some really good pictures.
Yeah. Japan. Where are you going in Japan, out of curiosity?
So I have a friend that I'm going with, and he is pretty much scheduling the entire thing. So I have to check the itinerary, but we've been talking about it, and he's like the planner, and I'm the one who just like go with the flow. So he's planning everything. I know, obviously we start in Tokyo, and I think we end in Tokyo, and I'll have to check what the cities we're going to. I'm pretty sure we're going to Osaka. We may be going to, I have to look it up. He's sent me like 10 itineraries, but you'll have to teach me some like phrases, some simple things I can learn that I need to know in terms of language.
Yeah.
Going there.
Yeah, toire wa. If you just remember that, like, where's the bathroom, where's the toilet, I think you're pretty good.
Does that just mean that just means where's the bathroom?
Yeah.
Toire wa?
Yeah, toire wa. It's kind of like because toire is means toilet, but when it's kind of converted, it kind of means the American bathroom or washroom if you're in the UK. And the wa is like kind of adding a question. So you could add wa to anything, and it kind of almost turns it into a question, or ka or wa. So, but I think so toire wa, that would be pretty good. Yeah, I don't even know what good ones are. Just depends. I mean, there's greetings and but what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say I watch a couple of people who live in Japan. They vlog there and everything. And I remember one of them had a video that was like, "Here's the 10 after living here as someone who's not Japanese. Here are the things that I like, the 10 phrases that you need to know." And I got to go back and watch that video because
Yeah.
I knew absolutely zero news.
Yeah.
You got to go. Felt like a Bond villain, like sitting here in silence with the cat on my lap during the intro. But now she's digging her nails into me, so
Yeah.
just gotta go.
Yeah. But yeah, as chat says, yeah, there's simple ones. Please, thank you, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Domo arigato, those kind of things. Kyotsukete ne. That's usually what you tell people when you're leaving. Kyotsukete ne. It basically means like be careful. But that's like the exact translation. But it's more just like take care. Kyotsukete.
Kyotsukete ne.
Yep. Kyotsukete ne. You say that a couple of times. They'll say it a couple of times back to you, and you'll say it a couple more times, and you'll kind of just keep saying it as you walk and wave.
I heard, I've just heard, like, in general, for people that are visiting, I don't know if it's like a southern U.S. thing or just a U.S. thing in general that people have like a weird time with, is like a general greeting in the U.S. is just like, "How are you doing?" Good. And apparently in other countries, that's like not normal, because it's in America, obviously, that means like, "How are you doing?" Like, I want to know everything, like, are you doing okay? But in America, it's just like, no, good. Good is the proper response.
Yeah.
And that's just a general greeting.
Yeah. It's like a hello, it's like
how you doing?
Konnichiwa, or yeah. It's totally, yeah, because there, if you say Genki desu ka, I mean, that's how are you? But you're going to get how they're feeling back versus, it's just a generic thing, like, "Hey, how's it going?" Good.
Even if you had the worst day ever, the response is good.
Yep. Yeah, you have to ask a few times to really get to the.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh yeah, answer the phone. Moshi moshi. That's true. That is true. Moshi moshi. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's funny how much I forget until I'm there. I've been there a couple of times, but until I'm like immersed in it, or just watch something that's all in Japanese with subtitles, I'm like, oh yeah. It's just like, it just all kind of comes back. But yeah, awesome. You're going to Japan. But we're not here to talk about Japan, although I could talk about Japan for a long time. I think what some people might be asking about, they were earlier, is they've seen, or maybe they haven't seen, that we both built mini server racks. So if you haven't seen them, you should check it out. Raid Owls is awesome. Should I call you Brett or Raid Owl? I kind of like saying Raid Owl because it's like, it's kind of like
you can do whatever. Personally, I'd rather go by Brett, because Raid Owl feels more like I don't know, like the channel.
Yeah.
Though it's just me, and I don't know.
No, Brett. Brett, it is.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with. But so you might have seen Brett's build on his channel called Raid Owl on YouTube. And he built an awesome mini rack. And then he kind of challenged me to a mini rack, and I built one. I don't think it compares. I feel like he might have beat me. We'll see. But yeah, tell me about your build. I guess we could look at it at the same time too, if you want. We could kind of look at your build and talk about your build. But like what?
I gotta actually turn my.
What about that? Does that help?
That works. Yeah. Perfect screenshot. Okay. So I guess back up a little bit. I know Jeff Deerling was like the first one I saw put out a video on this. He put out one on his second channel, I believe, which was just more like casual, "Hey, look at this mini rack thing." And I think even before that, I got an email from them like, "Hey, do you want to check out this thing?" And I'm sure we get a lot of emails as YouTubers. That sounds cringe to say, but we get a lot of emails from like random companies that just want to send you stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And you have to sift through them to find interesting stuff. And this was one that I was on the fence. It was like, it's kind of cool, but I don't know what I would do with it. And I saw Jeff do a video, and I was like, okay, I guess I could do a video on it. At that point, I had no idea what I was going to do. And then they sent it over. and they had their 1U little shells with that could mount a pie to, and they had 2 of those. And I was like, well, I'll just throw some pies in there. And then they had their little networks, or the little patch panel, and I was like, oh, I can put a switch in here. And then also I just started thinking about what would I want to have in here versus what would be good to put in for a YouTube video. And that's how I ended up with a screen on top and a whole x86 ITX motherboard crammed in there. And I don't know, I guess starting from the top, we have the 2 screens. The first one's just a regular, it was actually sitting in my attic. It was another thing that got sent to me. It was I think it's a 9-inch screen, 10-inch screen that you can mount a Raspberry Pi on the back, and that was what it was designed for. But finally found a use for it. It fits perfectly on the top of that rack. That little dock is a USB hub that has 2 screens built in. It's actually a cool little product. They sent it to me, and I was like, I don't know that I can do a full video on this, but it's cool. I'll try to integrate it somewhere. So perfect opportunity to do that. The screen on the side was an AliExpress thing that was totally not even going to be integrated into the rack. But after getting it for one of the AliExpress videos, I'm like, this is kind of cool. I got to integrate it somehow. So I bought some sticky tack to stick it to the stud of the rack rather than, do something official.
Yeah.
And because I have zero 3D modeling.
Yeah. I saw that because, when I was looking too, I was like, okay, he's gonna go ridiculous. So I'm gonna totally, I don't know, go ridiculous too. But I saw that screen. And I was curious about like all of the metrics and stuff on there. That's like software you had to install, right?
Yeah, it's out of 64, which is a pretty common. I've used it a handful of times, but I've seen a lot of people use it, and just it's the same thing as like you get hardware info or something. There's just a bunch of data on there. But one of the features they do have are like these templates you can download and install, and that give you, a much more customized approach to displaying your information. And I said in the video, but for such a big community that creates these, they don't have an official way to like search them or filter on them. They just have one forum post where people just post all of their stuff in there. So I had to dig through that to find one for the correct resolution, but it worked in the end. It's pretty cool. I mean, I've been thinking about mounting it to my actual server rack to display some like one of my main virtual machine statistics, but I don't know. It's still sitting right here, so I yet to move it. But I think I ran into a situation you had in your video where I had a switch. I think it was it was my Omada all-in-one, like the controller, router, switch, all-in-one device, and it barely didn't fit.
Yeah.
On that. That was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that x86? It's a whole mini ITX full-fledged PC with a 13700K. I don't remember where I put in there, but something like that. So it's a beastly little PC. And around the back, I actually have a GPU that's held onto the back with zip ties.
Yeah.
And a PCI riser cable. It's probably towards the end, maybe. It might be in the intro. I don't know. But it's, that was one thing that I was like, wait a second. Surely this is way too dumb to work. And while, yeah, it's still dumb, but it works. It lined up perfectly with the side right there. So you could see the zip tie right there holding it.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. Another zip tie on the side. So it doesn't move. And then the PCI, the riser has a locking. It has the lock in it, like the little switch to keep the GPU from falling out. So,
oh, yeah. I see right here. Yeah. That clip.
So it works, but it's a little jank. Oh, wait, is my, my audio's back. I thought people were saying, okay.
Yeah.
But, Yeah, so there's GPU built in, which is cool. It works. And then the Pis, I had like 2 Pi 4s on hand, but I had 0 Pi 5s, and I was like, well, I'm surely going to need a Pi 5 to at some point. So I bought 4 of those to put in here. And the only regret with those, I think, is that it didn't have space to mount a PoE hat on each of them due to the way it was mounting to the rack. I couldn't have the PoE hat on there, so I would have liked to. That would have made cabling a bit easier, to be honest. But I just bought a power brick, like an all-in-one, and a power splitter, and all of that has like 4 USB or 5 USB ports, which power all of the Pis and the screen. So it worked out. And I have like a little mini, it's not even a small form factor. It's like I don't know what the actual size you call it is, but a little power supply at the bottom that gives you your 24 pin and 8 pin for a generic ATX board. And that's what powers my main ITX board. And then, less cool as you, I had like a little mini HDMI splitter. I didn't have a full KVM. I debated about moving my Pi KVM from my rack into here, but I thought that was a bit much. Now, hindsight, I definitely should have done it. But I see we both ended up on cool little, different versions of cool little like small keyboard interfaces.
Yeah.
You had like the little controller one. I went with one that was like straight that like folds out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool little thing. I went with that one specifically because almost all of them were Bluetooth only, but I wanted one that also did the 2.4 on a USB dongle because I wanted to pass it through to the VM. And with Bluetooth, that would have been a pain. So, so that's the build. There's certainly things I would have done differently or would do differently for version 2, but I'm happy with it. I think overall, there are things that are probably a little overkill and not necessary at all, but if someone took that and wanted to run a home lab on it, I'm confident that it would work just fine. Oh, and I forgot about the 3, there's 3 1 terabyte SSDs hooked to the ITX board. So you get some storage in there, but yeah, I mean, I think it went well.
Yeah, no, I think so too. So I think it went extremely well. I do like how you had the full mini ITX in there. That was pretty awesome. Because and then the smaller power supply, so which meant you could power obviously the main board, and then also the GPU, and then also the SSD. So that was pretty awesome. And yeah, I love that you had. I think you had only one plug going in, which I have no idea how you did all that. I can kind of tell, but I had, because everything's kind of USB powered. Mine was a nightmare, because half of my things had barrel jacks, and I looked for a while to try to figure out if I can convert, DC power to barrel jacks to USB-C, and then I would just need one gigantic USB-C power supply, but I was with power delivery, but I was kind of scared to use some of those converters. So, but yeah, I love that how compact it is, how clean it is. Yeah, I think it turned out awesome. Yeah, and the 10-incher on top was perfect because it's like, man, yeah, it fills the space nice.
Yeah, for sure. It gives it that almost a little wow factor. You have to have something on the top. Because when I didn't have it up there, I was like, it's missing a little something. There's a little, could jazz it up a bit.
Yeah.
So I was digging through my attic, like, got so much crap, like boxes full of just random stuff in there. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I found it. This will do. And luckily it fit right on there, so.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. And I'm not gonna lie, like after I saw yours, I was like, oh my gosh, I need some more time.
Nah, you killed it.
Oh man,
you had to double up on the. I like the 2 mini screens.
Yeah,
the especially with the KVM and because I was running my my Tiny Pilot. That's what I have.
Yeah. Yep.
With a KVM, and it worked for a bit where I could run multiple things off of it, but it's so finicky. It's so like fragile. If you use an input that it doesn't like, if you use a screen resolution that it doesn't like switching to, it just falls apart. So yeah, the fact that you had yours working was cooler than even my main one is.
Yeah, it was super fun because I've had, the funny thing is like, so like background, like, you know, you and I obviously talked beforehand. For those that didn't know, we kind of got one around the same time, roughly, I think. When you saw Jeff's, you were inspired. When I saw Jeff's, I was like, man, I think he covered everything that I would cover. But I didn't put the lens on it of like, well, how would I do it? And why not things other than Raspberry Pis or ARM chips? So that's when, you know, you and I kind of got thinking, and originally we had planned to launch it at the same time, but we could never get synced up, just like this stream could never get synced up. But yeah, so yeah. And then when I saw yours, I was like, oh my gosh, like I am so glad we didn't launch on the same day. Like I had one mini PC in here. I didn't have the Turing Pi at all. I didn't have I didn't have the second Pi at the bottom, and but everything else I kind of had, and a little bit more background, like you were talking about, people send you stuff for review. Well, people send me stuff for review too, and I knew that this was coming at some point, so I was like, okay, many things, yes; non-many things, no. And so I got pretty lucky that a couple people sent some stuff for review, and some things I've had, like the Pi KVM before, I've had that for, I don't know, 9 months or something like that, something crazy, because I bought a 3 when 4 was just about to come out, and the developer said, I know you just bought a 3, I'll send you a 4 as soon as it's ready. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Anyways, yeah, it's pretty cool. Pi KVM before is pretty awesome because they have pass-through now, which was pretty cool. But yeah, top to bottom, mine are just 2 random monitors I found. I figured I'd go dual monitor, just because like you had a 10-inch monitor, so I was like, I can't do a 10-inch monitor too. So I found this. I actually did dual monitors with those Magic Arms. You have these Magic Arms, don't you, for camera stuff, camera gear?
A small rig.
Yep, small rig. Yeah. And probably answers some questions when I was asking about small rigs in our Discord a little while back. Like, why do these things not work?
Yeah, they're not the strongest for certain things. Like I had a small one that I was trying to use for an overhead camera that I eventually just had to upgrade to like a more robust setup because it would just slowly over time just slowly fall down. So
yeah, I learned a trick on them though. I learned a trick that, like, because you get them set up and then they'll slowly fall. But if you get them to fall in the way that tightens them up, then like it doesn't fall. Well, maybe I don't know, but yeah, they're a little more complicated than I thought they would be. But yeah, these monitors, I mean they're okay. Like one, they're both janky in their own way, and they're both kind of cool in their own way. But yeah, the other thing I noticed, like, man, I you know how the shelves were like, I don't know, like 8.5 inches, so like nothing can fit that was 9 or even 10. I didn't even look, but do they make like 10-inch gear with ears on it? Because that would have been awesome. I didn't even look.
I learned a lot about how little there is in terms of like 10-inch stuff. Because I was like, 10-inch stuff, and apparently that's more common in like audio, like AV stuff. Because I found a lot of like AV themed stuff for 10-inch racks, but there was nothing really for networking, homelabing, or just generic stuff like this. And I was surprised that I even found I guess they sent over the one with the ITX mount.
Yeah.
But I did have to buy an extra shelf, or I must have been my power supply and stuff. So I did have to buy an extra shelf, but
yeah,
luckily that fit. So.
Yeah. But I noticed these are like, oh man, like I had so many switches that like almost fit. And I honestly bought 3. Yeah, I bought 3 because I was like, oh, this one's going to fit. Nope. Oh, this one's going to fit. Nope. Because like, the measurements on Amazon are always correct. And then these are like, I don't know. I honestly thought about cutting holes in it because I was like, I was a quarter of an inch from getting, a 8-port 2.5 gig switch with dual 10 gig. But I was like, no, I'll kind of play with what I have here. No one's going to buy this thing and start cutting holes in it. Although I did drill a hole in my one this week, because I didn't want a power supply. I found that I had a Pico PSU power supply from an old Atom board, and I was like, is this going to work? And it actually did for my Turing Pi. But all things considered, I probably could have hooked up the power supply to it, just an ATX power supply and ran it that way. But I didn't have any space at the bottom. I don't know. Did you find that it was super hard to like kind of line things up? Like things fit as long as you went like within the 1U, but if you kind of went off a half U, you lose so much space.
Yeah, I initially had a different layout, and then I realized it wasn't going to fit, and that's why you can see on mine specifically, I have the patch panel right there because my ITX needed a little bit extra room there at the top, and luckily it fit because if you put the patch panel in the wrong spot, all of your stuff won't line up.
Yeah,
like I don't know why it's like that.
I don't either.
Like I was racking my brain. I'm like, okay, surely there's a reason it's like this. Like, and I'm like, no, this doesn't make sense. Like this, there's no reason for them to be in such a weird order.
I agree.
Like there's like 3 holes, and then the one's kind of offset.
Same with me. I was like, why do they even have that 3rd hole? Because I thought, I was like, cool, each hole is a half U. So I'll just shift everything down to half U. First, I had to wrap my brain around this is a real 1U on a server rack. Like I didn't put 2 and 2 together until I found one of my server rack parts and was like, oh, this is really a 1U. And then I started shipping stuff down. I should have looked at yours. I should have cheated a little bit more because I ran into the same problem. I wanted my networking at top and I put it at the very top, and then this led to this weirdness. I tried so many times to get this here, and then I thought, well, this needs a lot of extra space in the Turing Pi 2, so maybe I'll move that up here. And I was like, nope, I'm not gonna play this shuffling game anymore. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know why they did it, but as long as you kind of, this is a good thing to do. So if anyone buys and builds this, like if you need even a little bit more than 1U, yeah, definitely put your network jacks above it because that's only a half U.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I like that you incorporated the Jetson because I'm fairly certain I have one sitting around here from like forever ago.
Yeah,
that reminded me.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure I bought it for $40.
Yeah,
those things are so expensive now because. Can you still find them? I feel like last time I checked, they're like impossible to get unless you buy them like third party.
Yeah, they are hard to get. So there's the Nano. So I have the Jetson Nano. It's the dev kit, one of the first ones, and they're hard to find. But these have been replaced by a newer Jetson. Forget what it's called. Jetson, I don't know, Axos or something. There's something else.
They finally came out with something different.
They did.
Oh. Yeah, those were such a pain to try to get your hands on.
Yeah.
Long this time.
They did. And so you can run AI and ML workloads. They don't have a ton of RAM on them, but they have the CUDA cores to be able to do it, in a small form factor. So yeah, they're pretty cool. The only thing that I've noticed is that NVIDIA builds their own customized version of Ubuntu for this. And so like the current version, I think it's Ubuntu like 2004. Like it's 2 LTSs ago. Maybe. Yeah, it is. And then I found someone, and that didn't work. This is another reason why like half this took like 2x longer than it should have, is because I needed to find a build of Ubuntu for the Jetson Nano that I can install RetroPie on. So I got to the point where I was starting to compile RetroPie from source on the Nano so I can install it on here.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not gonna fake it. I'm not gonna fake it. And so I wanted to make sure that Emulation Station or RetroPie would run on the NVIDIA GPU, because that means then hey, I can, I get better performance than, a Pi 2, 3, 4, because I can run those games on the GPU. So, but yeah, they're hard to find. Very specialized use case too, but awesome for stuff where you actually need to use the GPU.
Yeah, I started a project forever ago, it's been 4 years ago with my Jetson. Picked up a camera and did the basic tracking, person tracking, joints tracking.
Yeah.
And I was gonna do a little project that would track lifting reps, it'll watch your form and give you stats on complete rep, what percentage you were, based on angles and how long it took you to go down versus coming up on different lifts and stuff. I was like, that sounds like a easy enough project, or not easy, but basic enough project to get started with. And then it was one of those where I got a little bit into it, and then other things came up and it never got picked back up. So
yeah, it's
maybe one day.
Yeah, it's funny. I did something similar a long time ago with the Xbox camera. I forget what they called it.
The Kinect.
Yeah, Kinect. I did it in code for this project, this coding challenge. And even way back there, way back then, we're talking this was I don't know, 8 years ago, something like that. When the Kinect was there and you could actually connect it to a PC and then use Visual Studio to write code with it. Yeah, we wrote some code and we could see wireframes of people and stuff like that. So I know exactly what you were trying to do. We were trying to do a bowling simulation where once your arm crossed a certain plane, it would let go of the ball. So for you, it'd be once you, I guess, squatted past a certain point, it would consider it a rep. But yeah, it's crazy stuff.
Yeah, it was fun while it lasted. But I feel like a lot of people said the Kinect was way past its time, or way ahead of its time in terms of having an affordable tool for just an everyday customer that could do stuff like that.
Yes.
I remember a lot of people were super excited, not because of gaming with it, but for just being able to develop with it.
Yeah.
Having this piece of hardware that was relatively affordable, that was so powerful for development stuff like that. So
yeah, it was.
Those are long gone.
For sure. I actually still have mine. I was kind of hoping maybe one day Microsoft would open source it or something. I don't know. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. But yeah, having stereoscopic vision and all of this stuff, it was so sensitive it could detect a heartbeat too, through its vision. Yeah, probably in your neck. I don't know. It was fun to play with, but yeah, it never took off because developers never wrote games for it, and that's how you keep things in the ecosystem. So
yeah,
but yeah, and then I'm still super impressed by the cable management you have. I was trying to look to see was there ever a good shot of the back?
That is. I had some
close up.
But there was no way to get around it unless you were custom making your own cables.
Yeah.
I mentioned somewhere in the video that I'm and back, the cable management sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have one shot of it. But, yeah, I think you mentioned it in your video too. There's no good way to cable manage any of it.
Yeah.
At the top of it. But yeah, I just relied on zip ties and Velcro straps, but I don't know. It turned out okay. No one's looking at the back, but
yeah,
I'm sure someone could 3D print because you have there you go. So you have all the same mounting points on the side on the back there. I'm sure someone could 3D print out a cable channel thing or something. But
yeah, I had so I use these on my big rack.
Yeah, I have those too.
And these actually fit on there, but I don't know. My problem was it was cable lengths, and then also having 5 adapters that were the wall wart style, just the big, huge, converters, which was tough. Yeah, I was, and that at first, like when I first did it, I don't know if I have a shot of it, but I bought these clips, these really thin clips, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna like cable management so well, and like, I don't think oh, you can kind of see it here, but I put these clips all the way down. They're like one coax could fit in there. You know, I did it all ahead of time, so I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be great. Just need these little clips. Yeah, it'd be pretty easy. I'll wind them up.
One cable.
I know. I got two.
Literally cable.
Yeah.
One.
I got two USBs in it. And then I was like,
Yeah.
this is not happening. And so I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm just going to bind everything together that doesn't leave, you know, this rack in Velcro, and everything that leaves the rack is going in this freaking box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was tough. But I'm sure, like, you know, if this was like, I mean, you know, if it was for real, if like this was my home lab, I'd figure out a way. You know what I mean? I'd be like, everyone would, because that's how people go. They customize stuff to the nth degree. So,
yeah.
But I'd figure out a way to make it kind of look nice. But I really do wish like there was an easy way to convert DC to AC, I guess. I'm not good at electrical stuff, but basically convert it to where I can use a USB-C with power delivery, plug everything in, you know, via USB-C. That would be awesome.
Look at this. The last thing I did was, so we're building up here in our loft area, we're building bunk beds, and I have a channel for a wireless charger to sit on one of the cubbies. And that, I bought a little like AC, it does 120 volt AC, steps it down to 12 volt or 5, I can't remember if it's 5 or 12, and that runs to a barrel connector by default. I guess I could change it, but then there's an adapter that does, oh no, that's what I did. I bought an adapter that does USB, the barrel to USB in.
Yeah.
The barrel plug, or the initial plug that comes from the wireless charger, goes into USB, and that is what comes out of the step down.
Yeah.
I guess it would be an inverter.
I don't know, some kind of inverter.
Yeah, whatever the opposite of an inverter is. This is technically inverting, but AC to DC.
Yeah. Transfer. Yeah. But yeah, it sounds like what I need, like at scale, because I ended up, there are just so many cables, and like it just became a nightmare. It was the plugs mainly that got me, because if it weren't for the plugs, I could have managed my cables a little bit better. But yeah.
Yeah, mine was the all the, you can see a big bundle of like generic ATX stuff for the SSDs and a 24 pin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of them, but.
Oh yeah. Did you notice that you could mount the SSDs to that you could. Well, that's what I was going to do at first. I was like, oh, I'll just mount it to the underside of one, you know. I'll like dual mount these things. But then I ended up having an extra, so I was like, oh, I don't have to dual mount them. But you totally could have, you know, pies on one side and do the drives upside down on the other. Yeah. I thought this was cool. This was super cool how they made all of these holes in this diagram. Because like at first when I saw the top, I'm like, I'm never going to be able to figure out this hole pattern. Like, go horizontal. Does it like, you know, how do these things fit on? And then you turn it upside down. And you're like, this is awesome. Like they thought about this.
I'd be embarrassed to say how long it took me before I flipped it over and realized there's markings on the bottom.
Yeah.
Because when I saw it, I'm like, what? Like, sure, okay, this is for the pies, but like, how? And I'm like lining it up, like trying to see. And then at one point, I'm like lining it up and I flip it over. I'm like, oh, that would have been smart.
Yeah. Yeah, it is wild. And I did a Pi 2B on one and a Nano on the other, and they still fit. I mean, it was kind of weird. Like this hole actually comes in handy. I was like, what is this hole used for? It comes in handy for with like, at least my Pi's, the way the Pi 2, how I had to mount it. It doesn't even say it supports Pi 2s, but it fit in here. But I had to go, can't remember how I went, but it ends up that the HDMI plug like sticks out right here, and so I could kind of bend the HDMI and then get it plugged into something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably don't have it plugged in the right thing, but I know that the holes they said for Pis actually did work for Pi 2 also. But yeah.
It's pretty well built, and the accessories are pretty solid. The only complaint I had was the weird, like, I didn't even mention it in the video, but yeah, the weird hole facing on the holes. But
yeah, I did too, and just like, you know, it can get kind of expensive. Like I went into this thinking like it's going to be expensive. Like, you know what I mean? Whenever you miniaturize something, you got to pay the miniature tax, and then you're also paying the homelab tax, so you're like getting double taxed, you know. And you know, I don't mean like people are just like, hey, it's homelab, charge more. Most people are, but I mean like whenever you get something that niche and that specialized, you know, it's just going to cost more money because they're not, you know, creating that much volume, so they gotta make money somewhere. So, but yeah, I knew it was going to be expensive, and I think all of my stuff that I had in there is over $1,000. And it sounds crazy, but if you think about it, if like this is your only home lab, you're not going to go and do it all at once. Maybe you are, but even if you did, like that's a lot less money than I have like invested in like 2U of my rack downstairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I started doing a running total of everything, but then I was like, well, this I had laying around, and then this, I don't know how much I bought for, and I was like, do I look up like used prices on some of this versus retail? And I'm like, it's my rack, you know, you guys, if you put, you're not going to build my rack exactly, so you know what you're going to put in yours, you know what the stuff you want to buy costs, so here's the price of the rack itself, and here's the price of some of the accessories I bought, but for the most part, you're not going to run exactly what I'm running. So, I don't know.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and like, because I had a lot of people like, how much does it cost? I'm like, same here. Like, I had parts, you know, just that I found in my parts box. Actually, I found quite like my Pico PSU that worked out good. Noctua fan that I had that worked out good. The Nano, the Pi 2, and so I was like, you know, all in. I mean, it depends what you put in it. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to fill it all with Pis, or you got to fill it all with networking, and so. But I even thought like, I feel like though another criticism on price, like I feel like those trays are unnecessarily expensive too. They're like $20 a piece, you know, and I get it, it's specialized, but at the end of the day, it's like a piece of metal that's bent and cut.
Yeah,
but.
And I think that's what it gets at, that the market for these is probably so small that, you know, economy of scale doesn't factor in when you're not selling a whole bunch of 10-inch ones that have to be specially made. So I'm sure they're saying, well, man, we're only going to sell a handful of these to recoup our costs. Yeah. Because we got something for $20 a piece.
Right. Yeah.
I think the good thing, though, with this mini rack, though, is realistically, you're probably not going to put anything too heavy in it. So if you do have a 3D printer, you can probably get by with 3D printing a lot of support brackets for some of this stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It doesn't weigh anything. Some of these network switches aren't very heavy. So you could get by with 3D printing, a lot of mounting for this. But I've said it in a couple of videos where I really, really need to get into some basic 3D design, because there's so many projects where it's like, if I had any type of knowledge with this type of stuff, I could print out something cool that would be useful. But I'm always like, no, I'll use sticky putty. I'll just use a tie.
Yeah,
my life.
I don't even have a printer yet. I'm like way behind the times, and I should get one, but I'm like, I say this all the time, but like the longer I wait, the better they get, you know, and. Everyone keeps saying like, oh, we're on the verge of like a whole new, you know, generation of printers, and I don't know if that's just like people talking or like being overly optimistic, or if they know something. But I'm like, okay, just another excuse to wait a little bit longer.
Yep. We bought one. We got one a while ago because my wife was doing like a custom cookie business, so she'd actually design and print out her own cookie cutters.
Nice.
Using a 3D printer.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know how to use it. So sometimes I'd come across a 3D file of something that I'd need for my lab, and I'd be like, walk into her office like, hey, can can you print this for me? I don't know how to work the 3D printer. So she's the one who would actually work the 3D printer.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Little 3D printing or 3D model design I have.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, it's it's definitely a different world for me. I need to get into it though. It's not like I don't want to. It's just like, one, I have so many projects to do. I know that's going to be a huge like even if even just learning about it and setting it up and doing all that it takes a lot of time, I assume. And then two, it's like, okay, once I start getting into it, I'm going to like go crazy on stuff. Like, but I have a long list of things like I would love to print once I have one instead of buying stuff. That's the thing right now. You know, I need some adapters. I need, I need all kinds of adapters and stuff for things that I do. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I just got to find something similar and buy it on Amazon. It'd be nice to just print it because most of the time people have designed something similar to what you want.
Oh,
but yeah,
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Let me get caught up really quick. Man, there's subs and follows and cheers, dude. Alex, thanks for the bits. Lots of follows in there. Mob Farmer, thanks for the resub. Cyber Knight gifted 10 subs. Dude, thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Cyber Knight. I'm getting caught up now. Appreciate it. And I think there were bits. There's probably more bits. I'm this Alex bits. Thank you. Thank you so much. Follows too. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm looking at a little bit different screen than I'm normally used to looking at. I have, I guess, a quarter of the real estate I usually do because I have this in the way. I move stuff around. You'll start seeing all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. Overall, I liked it. I thought it was fun. I have some more ideas for other builds, but I kind of need to take a break from it. Like it's right here, and I'm so ready to just like get this out here. Like I feel like I've been working on this for weeks and weeks, and like I don't have a separate space to work on stuff. So like everything in this room, my studio, is like I record in here, I work in here, I have a workbench in here, I have multiple workbenches, and so like one project makes my whole entire room explode, and it is such a mess. And I was just like, immediately after the stream, I'm gonna move all of this stuff out and start on the next project. But no, it's super fun, and nothing against it. But man, it took a long time. It took a long time, more than I mean, you know how long it took. But
Yep.
It takes a lot longer than people think to build this, because like, you know, I wanted to do the hardware and software, so I literally built a whole entire mini data center home lab, you know, that you could pick up and drop anywhere. And that's the cool thing too, is like I got to play with Tailscale a little bit more, and I actually hooked up Tailscale to my PyKBM. So now it's like I could remote into my PyKBM anywhere without VPN, obviously. Well, with Tailscale and WireGuard, and remote control any of these machines. That's super fun. The one thing I didn't. Oh, another thing I wanted to do. Two things to like. If this was my only home lab, you know, two things that I would have done. One, I would have figured out the power situation, and two, I would have powered way more things with USB, with PoE. That was like my goal at first. Like I almost bought like a whole bunch of those PoE adapters, you know, the 5-volt adapters, and then the you know, for PoE. But man, that stuff scares me. Like, because I've already fried something accidentally. I fried a Hue hub because I plugged in the wrong adapter to it. Like there is no safety with those things, you know? And so I was considering doing as much PoE power as I could, but then I was like, if I fry any of this, like it won't be in the video. Like I won't be able to get any of this stuff back. So, but yeah, it's super fun. Let me see. Man, there was I think there was a few questions that I think people had. I want to make sure that I answer the questions. Oh, I think Alex. Oh my gosh, I can't even scroll back the way that this window is. Let me see if I can click on this. I think Alex had a question for both of us too. I think it was along with the bits. I think maybe. Yeah, I think. Yeah. So Alex says, both of you, what excites and concerns you about YouTube in 5 years for a home lab and technology content creator? Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Interview question.
Yeah, real. Do you want to start, or do you want me to go ahead?
I don't care. I mean, yeah.
Okay. So, in 5 years for a home lab and technology content creator, Concerns are just probably the thing that's been around forever. It's just like the path, the decisions of ad revenue and just generic choices they're making on the platform. A lot of people probably don't see it. I don't have like real specific answers or examples for that right now, but when you're a creator and you're posting it, and some people have it as their full-time job, some of these changes they make, especially when it comes to how you can make income and what you're allowed to do on the platform, and the fact that they can just like copyright strike you or give you a strike for any reason without it. I mean, it's not a democracy. They can kick you off and do whatever. And just like that, you're done. So that's just like the generic one. But the good thing, though, what excites me in 5 years is just how accessible everything is getting. Like the amount of power and the amount of like just raw horsepower you can fit into like so an affordable like $100, $200. You can go get some like pretty capable hardware these days. And with home labbing getting so popular, things are just getting way easier to get into. Like the seal or the floor to get into home labbing is so low now. Like there's so many good platforms and so many good creators out there that are putting out good tutorials on how to get into stuff, and it's just getting so much easier. So I think in 5 years, who knows what it'll be, but I have no inkling of stopping. So that's what I'm here in 5 years. We'll see.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, this is a good question. So yeah, 5 years, what excites you and concerns you? Like concerns, yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, there's like always the like insecurity concerns that I've always had, you know, like, hey, am I still going to be relevant in 5 years? Like, are people still going to like choose some of my videos for some of this stuff or, you know, because that's what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, people are voting with their time on YouTube, right? And so, you know, YouTube is always trying to surface the best things for your time, you know? And so, you know, sometimes I have videos that aren't the best thing for you at that time right now. And so, and then there are things that are. And so, you know, it's pretty much how the algorithm works. And so I hope I continue to make content, not only that I want, but that like is, I don't know, fun and enjoyable to watch. And that's all based on like what YouTube considers fun and enjoyable. So yeah, it's like, we definitely have, you know, this I don't know, you know, algorithm hanging over us all the time. But at the end of the day, I guess it's a reflection of what people want to watch. But, you know, it can be tuned to go different ways. So yeah, there's always that. You know, and then there's, yeah, being relevant too. You know, that one's always, you know, tough on my mind, like especially in the home lab space. You know, that I worry about that all the time. I worry about that every time I release a video. You know, I'm like, oh gosh, 5 out of 5. Am I losing it? Is this all downhill now? You know?
The good thing about when you release something and it's like a 5 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10, you're like, well, that's only means that my next video, it's easier to get a higher rating. Because I think like the last 4 videos I released did pretty well, but I think the 3 before that were all just like back to back, like 9 out of 10s, 10s out of 10s. And I'm like, okay, this kind of sucks, but like my next videos will probably be ranked higher. So this is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the relevancy thing is, it's there. It's because with the algorithm and everything, you hear that turn around a lot. It almost sounds like a buzzword when you hear creators talk about the algorithm, but it's like, it's a real thing. You can put a bunch of time into a video that you think is going to do really well, and it doesn't, even though you think it's a good video and the people you talk to think it's a good video. If you didn't have the right thumbnail that they were looking to push or whatever, then it doesn't matter. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And then, so what, 5 years, what excites me? Yeah, I do think it's the accessibility. Like Brett mentioned, like things are getting so much cheaper, more accessible, easier to buy, have more power, which is good in a couple ways. Like, things are lasting longer. You think of like in this world of, where everyone's, throwing stuff away. It's nice to know like, hey, my PC that I built, God, I seriously built it like 6 years ago, is still more than relevant and it could do everything I need it to do. And so, yeah, I think with things getting, smaller and more powerful, hopefully that stays true. Like, my little Beeling PCs, hopefully I have these in 10 years. I'm like, sweet, it's still doing this one little task, or doing something. Cause I think that's really awesome. But, tech wise, everything's changing so fast too. Like, I don't know, like there was a huge shift to the cloud. Now things are kind of like cloud's expensive, but we still kind of need the cloud. And, then there was this huge, I feel like, move for people to do a lot of self-hosting stuff. And I still feel like that's kind of the way that people are kind of moving when they can, at least for businesses. I guess I'm thinking about enterprise stuff. But, it also worries me too, like about just like how open source is, it's hard for open source projects to like thrive. And so it's like everybody wants to have, to self-host something and for it to be open source and have access, to this code forever. But then, people aren't funding open source. So then you kind of get in weird situations like a lot of open source projects have taken. So that's one thing I worry about that has nothing to do with me. It's just like, companies, even GitHub orgs, need to make money to survive. And so, how do they monetize that to where it's, not weird, but also, kind of fair. I mean, there's corporate sponsorships and stuff like that, but, as people always want stuff free. And so, yeah, that's what I worry about.
You said that evil word, dude, sponsorship.
Yeah.
We know people don't like sponsors on YouTube, dude.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, it is tough. Yeah, I guess I'll touch on that a little bit. Yeah, it is tough. It's tough, like, for a small creator like me, like I'm tiny, right? And so, like, I would love to be able to do this full time, but my channel and content, even my personality is weird for most people. It's super niche. And so I don't have the views that could support me financially based on ad revenue, based on YouTube ad revenue, And so, this is, again, like kind of beyond the curtains, insider baseball and YouTube stuff. It's like, if you ever want to go full time, you have choices. Do you make content popular enough to where you can survive off of ad revenue along with maybe, affiliate stuff? Or do you take sponsorships to help supplement that income that you're not getting from ad revenue? And so,
and one of those is significantly easier than the other one.
Yeah,
a lot easier to take a sponsorship than it is to say, well, how about I just get 1 million more subs to fund that, what that sponsor was going to pay. So
yeah,
I get it from a viewer perspective. I mean, and I struggle with it whenever I take sponsorships because I've never taken a sponsorship for a product that's like knowingly bad. Like I'm not gonna take a sponsorship for like a piece of crap hardware that's I know is bad and is gonna fall apart. I'm not gonna do a sponsored video on. Only one time have I ever accepted a sponsorship, and the hardware was just so bad that I was like, yeah, I'm not making a video on this. Like, do you want me to say all these things that are just not true? Well, for the most part, if I do a sponsorship video and you have to balance, like, because people are like, oh, you're only saying it's good because they're paying you. I'm like, not necessarily. I mean, if it's a good product, then I would love to sponsor them and show it off. But so it's this weird, like, line you have to toe that's like, the sponsor wants me to say these things, but I also want to be genuine, but sometimes those overlap. So maybe they do want to say, like, this is an amazing piece of hardware. And I'm like, well, it is amazing. I think it's an amazing piece of hardware. So, like, and then people are like, oh, you're a shill. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, Don't buy it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I will say, I'm about to do a sponsorship for a product that I know is going to tank on my channel. But I'll give you the inside scoop. I'm working on a video for a robotic pool skimmer. And the way this worked out was I get a lot of, like I said before, I get a lot of like these emails that are like, hey, you want to review our product? Can we sponsor? We'll send you the product and, $100 gift card to Chili's. You just like send all those to spam.
Yeah.
And one of them I saw was a robotic pool skimmer. And I was joking with my wife. I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to have a robotic pool skimmer for a pool, right? Like, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe I should do a video on this. And she was like, it would be kind of cool. So I replied back with just like a comically high number to make a sponsored video on this. I'm like, look, my channel isn't about pool skimmers, about this stuff. So I sent them a number and they were just like, yeah. So I was like, oh my God. So now I actually have to make this video on a robotic pool. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
It drives around, it picks up leaves, it's solar powered. You don't have to charge it, it docks itself. Like, it'll chill, you can set a schedule. I don't know, but it's going to bomb, dude. People are going to be like, what are you doing? Why would you I'm like, dude, just don't watch it then. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah. It is tough. Like, it's tough. I've only done one, like, full sponsored videos. Like, I've done a couple ad spots, as you know, like some of those don't turn out the way you want them to. But I've only done one full sponsored. Like, a full sponsored video has to be like 100%. Like, I already like the company, and well, at least for me. Ridiculously high dollar. If I want to go full time, I mean, there's always that. But like Plex is the only one I've done like a full sponsored video. It's because I've been using Plex for years, and I say good things. I've been saying good things about them for 10 years. So if they want to pay me to keep saying the stuff I'm saying, they're not paying me. They pay me for one video. But during Plex Pro Week, it was pretty awesome to be a part of that, because I've seen Linus on Pro Week before, so it's pretty cool. But it's tough. It's tough to make money.
It is. Yeah, I'm in the same boat with Synology. Like, I've used their products a lot, and then they're like, hey, can we sponsor some videos? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I use the product. I legitimately use it. So when I do a sponsored video, it's, obviously because they're paying me, but I also use it. So it's hard to get that across in some videos. And I understand from a viewer's perspective that it can get frustrating when you see content creators, and I like to be as open and as genuine as possible in all my videos and all my streams. Like, what you see is what you get. So in the sponsored streams, I try to do that as much as possible, but some sponsors are more open to what you can say versus what you can't say in their videos that they sponsor. So it's hard. It really is. And like you said, if you want to sustain a channel and have it actually make money, at some point you're going to have to take sponsors. That's just the way it is. And if you don't, then if you want it to just be a hobby that doesn't make money, then that's cool too. You don't need to take sponsors. But yeah, it's tough. I don't know the best way to solve it. I don't know the best way to articulate myself to explain how confusing and difficult it is to navigate the world of sponsors. But
yeah, it's a black box until you start figuring it out. Like, I feel like every YouTuber figures it out on their own. Like, no one, recently, joined the Discord with a few other YouTubers over the last couple of years. I've learned, but like, this is all stuff like you have no idea. Black box, and I think it's meant to be that way too, because every deal is an individual deal with a person and a company, and so no one has standard rates. There's guidelines, and it's kind of crazy. And then it's it's basically the Wild West. And then things they want you to say, like guidelines and all of that. It's tough, but yeah, it's I don't know. I'm at a point now where I'm kind of just like, I'm trying to do things full time. I'm not popular enough to make ad rev off of it, so I got to take sponsored segments at some points. 60-second ad spots, whatever. Try to like supplement the income I used to make as a software engineer, which was incredible. Principal software engineer is pretty good pay. And, a small YouTube channel is not good pay. So I gotta find somewhere in between there where it's like, hey, I'm still doing stuff professionally and doing stuff on YouTube if full-time YouTube's not going to work out. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of the boat I'm in all honesty. It's been tough. It's been a rough couple months. And then like last week was like almost the icing on the cake for me. Like the sponsorship I did and then pulled, and I was just like, oh man, like talk about like, exactly what I didn't need. But yeah, it's tough.
And that goes back to like what you mentioned before is like, especially with open source, you see that a lot in streaming, like people want everything for free. And YouTube is still one of the platforms, probably one of the only platforms where you can still get on and watch stuff for free for the most part.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing the amount of content you have on YouTube. Like I've gotten to the point now on my personal YouTube channel where I have all my subscriptions for non-tech related stuff that I watch, where I don't even need to watch regular TV anymore. Like I have enough channels that I follow and enough interest to where I just load up YouTube and watch. Man, I get it, not wanting to have ads, but at some point you're going to have to pay with your money or your time. Like nothing is ever going to be 100% free. And I get ads are frustrating, but I have YouTube Premium now because YouTube's my main source of content ingestion. So, I mean, I bit the bullet and went with YouTube Premium. But the fact that you can still get so much content on YouTube for free is mine.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's definitely something for everyone there. I mean, it's the biggest.
This live stream sponsored by YouTube.
I wish I was getting money,
if I had that YouTube.
Yeah, it'd just be like making it rain. Like
I know, right? We wouldn't have to be sitting here discussing sponsorship.
No, be like,
yeah, in my one YouTube segment.
That's right. Yep. Oh man, yeah, it is tough.
I don't know what Linus makes on a sponsored segment.
Dude, I know, man.
Those quick little like this video is sponsored by, and what they got to be like 10 seconds long or something.
I don't know, and he does bookends too, so I'm sure there's like a charge for the first and the last, and then I think some of the videos in between are even the videos themselves are. So I think it's like multifaceted.
Yeah, they do like sponsored videos. They do like the little segue sponsorships, and then they'll have like almost integrated sponsored videos. I don't know, but
it's like all in one, like layering it on.
Yeah, I don't know what they get. Just for a generic, like a regular LTT video. I wonder what they charge for a sponsorship. Maybe I'll take out an ad. I'll take out the money I've ever made on YouTube and buy an LTT ad.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I probably could too. Same here. It would probably take everything I've ever earned on YouTube.
Yeah, for real. It'd be depressing. It's like the Super Bowl ads that are like economically expensive for a 15-second ad or whatever.
It's right. Yeah, I'll attach all of my hopes and dreams on that one ad, and hopefully it sets sail. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, I mean, Linus is a company to run and 100+ people to pay, so I totally get it. Plus, like this, dude, it's like it's Linus. It's LTT. It's like they just dominate. They can just dominate everything in tech.
Yep.
They can influence. I mean, talk about influence. I mean, that's when you really see like someone who has influence on the tech industry.
Yep.
It's wild.
It's crazy how they are like the biggest, like him and I'd say like Marquez Brownlee. They're the two main like big hitters that I watch. And when you look in the grand scheme of YouTube, they're not even like that big compared to like some of these major creators that just make like baby videos. Apparently there's like the top 10 subscribed to channels. Like I think like half of them are for like kids.
Yeah.
You have like close to 100 million. It's crazy how big some of these YouTube channels are that I've never even.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It is. I mean, it's probably daily. There's someone on my homepage, the discovery page, that I've never heard of before, but has like 9 million subs. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I mean, it's every day. And so like, you think like, I mean, don't get me wrong, 100,000 is a huge milestone to get to because it is hard. It is hard and it's a lot of work. And But man, like I'm seeing multiple channels a day I've never heard of with millions of subscribers. Just like it just goes to show how big YouTube is.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'll get those on my homepage that are, I'm sure you get it like when you log into YouTube, you see on the homepage, you'll get a video that has like from a really small creator and the video has like 30 views or something. I'll get some of those like,
yeah.
And so kind of I'll see that and I'll see the video and I'm like, oh, okay, this must be one of those small. And then I click on, or I look down to the subscribers and it's like, yeah, 10 million. I'm like,
oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How?
I think that's, that's, so I think a lot of that, I don't know, this is just me making an observation that, there's people who hit it really big on YouTube early on. And then, there are people who kept up with it and kept up with the times. And then I guess there are people who didn't, and there are channels who didn't, I guess I should say. But like, when YouTube was a lot smaller, there were so many people who had like so many subscribers. And now it's like, I mean, think of like the older YouTube days, 10, 15 years ago. I mean, there's very few channels that have been around. I mean, yeah, obviously Linus and Marquez, but a lot of those channels just aren't around anymore. But I still think sometimes they make videos. Sometimes it's kind of sad.
My buddy, he had a pretty big growing YouTube channel. Wasn't big, but this must have been so it must have been around like 2010 to like 2014. He had a channel. He did music, and he had about like 50,000 subs, which was pretty big for like just a one-man show for that long ago in terms of YouTube. And because I helped him with some stuff, but we had the opportunity to work with some gaming creators that were small at the time. And we've seen some of them grow to be massive creators now. One of them being Lily Pichu. I don't know if she's part of, she has like gaming and, Michael Reeves.
No.
You don't know Michael Reeves?
No, I'm bad.
His girlfriend. He's like he made the super popular video about letting his fish buy stocks for him, like by swimming back and forth. He makes a bunch of crazy videos, but Lily Pichu, she's huge now. And it's just funny because some of the creators we worked with before, back then, they still have channels and they still have like 1 million plus subscribers, but their videos get like a couple hundred views now. And I'm like, that is crazy to have over 1 million subs and your videos getting like 200 views. Like,
yes,
it just shows you like relevancy. Like, no matter how big you are.
That's right.
If you fall out of relevancy, you're done.
Yeah, and for a long time, music did really well on YouTube. Then music got really hard on YouTube too. I think it's still at the really hard point again. Yeah, but who knows? Maybe it'll make a comeback. But yeah.
I'd love to pick the brains of some of these like massive YouTubers with like millions and millions of views. Just I want to know like how there's got to be more to it than I guess like what me and you are doing, kind of just sitting back and seeing how our videos go. It's right. I wonder if they do any type of like studies and like heavy analysis on these types of things. Because I'm like, this thumbnail did pretty good this time. Maybe I'll try something like that next time. That's about the extent of my analytics go.
Yeah. I mean, I look a little bit, but yeah, I mean, you just pay attention to what worked. You tried to do more of what worked, but different ways. And yeah, it's tough, but no, me neither. No huge analytics. I mean, I watch my analytics page. I check to see if views are up or down, money's up or down, and that kind of stuff. And then how videos do over time. But I never a deep analysis on stuff. I mean, no. I mean, I think with the deal with re-releasing a video was the deepest analysis I've done on YouTube in a long time, because that was weird, and I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but it actually turned out better than before. So
yeah, that's I wonder what that chalks up to. I wonder if it's randomness or like the time of day you did it or the actual day you did it, or there's probably so many different things that go into that.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, you can only make assumptions about everything. I mean, that's just like even AI and stuff like that. I mean, like, why did AI make these decisions? It's like, I don't know. Like you can almost never answer that question. Even with something, there's just too many variables. You're like, oh, I think it was this, or I think it was influenced by that. But yeah, it's tough.
That's what people say when they talk about the YouTube algorithm. That's what they mean. Like, I don't know why this happened or why it didn't happen, because it's a black box where for video out there, and hope that you appease the algorithm gods.
That's right.
Got picked up. So
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough, but it is definitely fun. I don't know, been doing it for a little while. It's super fun. It has definitely consumed my life. I know that for sure. Like it takes, people see the 10 minutes you do. They don't see the, 40 hours, you put into building a full mini rack, with fully loaded hardware and software and tested just to put in a couple of B-roll screenshots,
Yeah.
Tech is like that, especially. I mean, there's don't get me wrong, like all videos have things where they need to prep and do stuff. I feel like tech where you're testing stuff ahead of time, it just doubles the time to do anything.
The worst thing is when you have like a hardware video, or it can happen in software too, but like when you test it out and you're like, okay, this is what happened, and you like make your notes or you write your script, and then you either film it or write an outline or whatever, and then you go to get your screenshots for that, and it's not replicated. Like it's something completely different. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, I already filmed the video saying that this game at these settings, and it produced like 100 FPS. Why am I getting 40? Like I can't.
Yeah.
What is happening? Like, it's just stuff like that it doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's like, it's such a demoralizing thing.
It is.
For something and you don't hit record. I've done that.
Oh yeah, done that too.
At least
done it twice.
Like hour of me talking into a camera. Went to turn off the camera. Realized I never hit record.
Oh yeah,
that was one of those. Shut the lights off. Walk out the room.
Oh yeah, same. I went into my wife's office or her studio piece, and I was just like, I totally didn't record the whole thing. Like that's the worst feeling, is like when you hit record and you don't hear the sound where it turns off, but you hear the sound where it turns on. You're like, are you kidding me? Oh man, I know that sound.
Yeah, actually, I had the other day. I was recording something, and I record externally to a Ninja 5, and it records internally, but the internal memory card was full. And luckily, I'd walked away to get something, and I heard it turn on.
Oh.
I was like, okay, good thing I heard that, because if I came back and it was one of those videos where it was like trying something out for the first time, or like changing out hardware. So it's not something I could go back and do again.
Yeah.
So if that would have, oh my God, if I would have heard that.
Yep. I've been there and I didn't. Yeah. Cause I've been there. So like this camera will overheat. It likes to overheat, my A6400. So I don't have fans and stuff on like I do now. Like it'll overheat when recording. And one time I had to go down into my server room and go get something, and it overheated while I was down there, and I didn't know, so it stops recording. But everything looks fine, because it's still showing the screen. And yeah, I didn't record the second app. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. And then I've also done the videos where you like make assumptions ahead of time, where you're like, yeah, it's totally going to use less power, or it's going to, do this. And you kind of, you set things up in a way, and you start to tell a story in a way, and you're outlining in a way that is going to help tell the story. And then you actually test, and you're like, that is not even what's going to happen. I have something like that coming up. And it's tough because I have to build the whole thing. And so I'm like, making this assumption that something's going to run better, but I really don't know until I build the whole thing. And I need to get the script ahead of time. So it kind of sucks. Like this is going to be
worse about those is like when you make those assumptions and they're wrong, you start to think like, wait, did I do something wrong? Like, because if I post this, then people are probably going to have those same assumptions. And if I did something wrong, then I'm going to get grilled in the comments.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to sit back and say, yeah, just post or do whatever. Like, who cares what comments say? But it's not as easy when you're always trying to like interact with people, and you like, for the most part, people are nice and have good questions, and you want to like help out and respond to questions and comments and interact with the audience. But sometimes you just get those annoying troll comments that are like, you're probably better at not, I know you're better at not engaging than I am. Like, sometimes I can't help it. I need to get better at that. But
Yeah.
because I had a guy who came in on my Linux video, which is getting lots of comments.
No, I bet.
It's Linux, but, and I said I failed, and people took that as like a personal attack on their family or something. But one guy was like, you should have known, Photoshop didn't work in on Linux. You're a waste of breath. You're a waste of oxygen. And I was like, okay, that's a little excessive. So I came back at him with like a 12-year-old playground joke, and I said, I hit him with a your mama joke, which I didn't think anybody takes seriously in 2024, especially if like you're over 13 years old. And he found my my business email and sent me like the scathing, stereotypical. I don't know if you've ever watched those scammer videos where they bait the scammers into like. Yeah. It was one of those stereotypical emails, like broken English, just like cursing my family and everything. Just like a paragraph of just vile stuff. And I'm like, dude, all this because of your mama joke? Like, oh my God. And then he popped into my Discord and started just ranting. And I was like, oh my God, this guy is deranged. So, yeah, those are the people sometimes we have to deal with. People like that. And it's crazy.
Yeah, I've been, I don't know, pretty fortunate. Every now and then someone will, just comment on something that doesn't even make, it's like personal attacks on me because either how I talk or, something like that. It's like, whatever. Like, but for the most part, people have been pretty tame. Every now and then you'll get someone, but I usually don't comment back because I'm just like, I don't know. I want to. There are things I say in my head, but I just don't put it back out there. I just like, okay, you're not going to be shown on the channel anymore. Like, my comment section isn't a democracy either. Believe it or not, most people's YouTubers' comment section is not a democracy. So it's like if people are like unnecessarily trolling me or personal attacks has nothing to do with the video, see ya. Like I'll never see your comment again. So you only get one. It's not 3 strike policy.
I don't know that I've banned a few people in the early days that were like, when I was a lot smaller, and I had like a couple people who got angry at some video and then just started like commenting on all my other videos. So I had to ban them.
Yeah.
But I haven't banned anybody in a long time.
Yeah.
And I usually, like, if they say something dumb and angry enough, sometimes I'll just pin their comment so other people can see how dumb and angry they are.
Yeah.
So I think I did that with the Linux video. I think the one pinned on that is some guy who got super angry at me. Or maybe it was because I post back-to-back controversial videos, apparently. One where I tried Linux and said it's good, but it's not for me, which people did not like. And then I posted my video about the Snapdragon Microsoft Surface laptop, which I was like, yeah, I mean, it just doesn't work well. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, the software emulation isn't good. I don't care what benchmarks you're going to show me. It doesn't run good. Like, the software is jittery. Like, certain things just crash. Like, what do you want me to do? You're like, no. One guy literally said he runs, like, I run a Facebook app and it works great. So I'm like, okay, like, then get it. Then good for you. But I use a pretty basic suite of software and it didn't work very well. So that's my personal take on it. People didn't like that either. So
yeah, I know comments can get wild, but Yeah, like I was saying earlier, like I've been pretty fortunate. People, I have pretty nice people that come to my comment section, and so I don't know. Like I same. I don't unnecessarily ban anyone. There's only been a few times where people are just like straight up like talking trash or like making fun of how I talk or just like personal attacks that have nothing to do with the video. I'm just like, if you're gonna do it once, like there's no, like, you're probably gonna do it again, and like I don't need to see that. But other than that, people have been super nice, and I've always enjoyed it. People say, don't read the comments, but I'm like, I want to. Like, I want to, I don't know. It's kind of like, why would I put something out in the world and then not want feedback on that thing? And that's kind of what I treat the comments as, like feedback. Like, so.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say the only comments that actually get to me in terms of the negative ones are the ones that are putting words in my mouth. Like they'll say like, oh, you're wrong. You said this in the video. I'm like, I didn't say that. And that just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Like if I did something in the video that was wrong and you call it out, I'm like, okay, I get it. But if like some of these are just like, I can't believe you said this. Like you inferred this. I'm like, I did not. Like what? And then they'll just go off on a tangent. And I'm so bad at just not engaged. And I have to, sometimes I just have to.
Yeah.
And it just makes me even more annoyed. So yeah, maybe one day I'll hit that. Probably not.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, we've talked a lot. We've gone a little bit over too. Usually go roughly an hour, but yeah, we've been talking and chatting it up. It's been pretty fun. I know that we said, that we were going to have a competition, and I would ask people to vote like in the stream, but I kind of feel like that would be, pretty biased.
It might be a little biased, but that's okay. I've already lost to Colton.
Oh yeah,
Haven. I've already lost to him, so
yeah,
I can take L's, dude. It's no big deal.
I kind of feel
it for the fun.
Oh yeah, I kind of am here for the fun too, and it's totally fine. Like I should set up a poll. Give me like 2 seconds. I'll set up a poll. I still feel like this is pretty biased. Like, hey,
we may have to make one on Twitter and just both share it.
Yeah.
And see.
Yeah, and a photo 1, photo 2 thing. Yeah, but we got to get a third party though to tweet it. Then
that's what happened with me and Colton on ours was that we brought in Patrick, served the home to.
All right. Yeah, that's right.
And he provided an unbiased winner. So maybe we'll consult a third party for this. Well, I don't know. I'm fine with taking an L. I think yours had, especially because yours used less power, had built-in networking, 2.5 gig, and remote access with a KVM. I think it was a bit more built out than mine was. So yeah, I would say mine will probably play Cyberpunk better.
That's true. That is true.
But I don't know who's gaming and playing Cyberpunk on their mini home rack. But
yeah, no, I appreciated that too. Like I saw that. Yeah. So from that PC, I think it was, from that VM, because it was Proxmox on your ITX board, then running a Windows VM with the GPU pass through, and then using Parsec to connect. I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I liked it. I like where that was going.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it's tough. It's all right. I put a poll up. Who knows? We'll see.
Okay.
I put a poll up. I've never done a poll, but it appears at the top of chat.
What are there any interesting projects you have going on that you haven't yet revealed that you may want to tease the people with?
Oh man, it's I have it's always tough. Like which video I choose next. Like a lot of times I have things lined up, and I do have some things lined up for like August and September, because that seems to be a popular time when people want you to do stuff. But then, I have a couple that I want to do myself. So I don't know. I'm playing like scheduling, bingo right now, where I just got to like slide a video in before the big thing. But then, anyways, that's all boring stuff. I have had other ideas for things to do with the mini rack, but I kind of want to like let that like fizzle out for a little bit because I kind of got I did it for a long time, so I want to do something totally new. I don't know. I am building something. I'll probably tease it out on Twitter later on. I went to Micro Center yesterday. Hey, 50%. I like it. 50-50. How did that?
All it's done.
Yeah, I like it. All right.
That means we have to come up with another competition to settle this.
Yeah, I like it. 50-50. All right. That's awesome. Yeah, so there's a project where I'm building something. I'm actually going to be building a PC, believe it or not. I haven't done a PC build in a long time, so that's coming up. But there's a twist on it. There's a couple of twists on it. I won't give away the twists yet. But I went to Micro Center. Like yesterday, I decided after I released that video, like I was so stressed out, like beyond the normal stressed out, right? Because it was a re-release of video where I took out a sponsor that people hated, and I was just like, I'm just not going to I'm just not going to play the normal YouTube game and watch the stats and like rethink, every decision I ever made in my YouTube life. So I went to Micro Center and I was like, oh yeah, I'm home. So I went to Micro Center.
Good way to.
Oh yeah, totally. I walked down every aisle, the usual, hands behind the back, walk down every aisle. It doesn't matter, I'm just going to look at everything here. People asking you, can I help you? Nope, just looking, I'm looking at everything. And I had a pre-order too. So there was no reason for me to walk around. There was zero reason, but I still walked around all of Micro Center, looked at everything, talked to people. People told me what they were building. And honestly, when I got there, I saw two people get out of the car and hug each other and then run into Micro Center. Like, no joke. I mean,
because the playground, like little kids look excited to go in.
That's what I thought. Like, obviously I don't know what they were thinking, but two grown men just hopping out, like being so excited and hugging each other and then like running in. I was like, there's only one thing that this could be, and they're excited to be here.
It's a cool place, dude. I went to one the first time, the one down in Houston. And I was just shocked at because I'm used to if you want some like computer party, you just got to go see like what Best Buy has. Like if you want, but I didn't realize Micro Center has everything.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
Yeah,
I got to go back there at some point. I haven't been in a while.
Yep,
but
it's great for ideas, and it's great too because like it's one of the few places where people will strike up a random conversation with you and tell you either what they're building or like what they're excited about. Like,
yeah,
this is awesome. Like, okay, I'm in the networking aisle and someone wants to talk networking. Let's do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Little fun fact. I may have said this on stream or something. If you go on Google Maps and go look at the Houston Micro Center and you do the street view and actually go in to where you can walk down the aisles in Houston Micro Center, go to the monitor section and go look at the videos that are playing on there. They're Raid Owl videos.
Yeah, man.
Because I guess when I had not necessarily a sponsored video, but I reached out to him. I was like, hey, if I show up with a camera, is it cool? Like if I just like show my experience, kind of like vlog my first time in a Micro Center? And they were like, yeah, come on down. So I went down there, and as they had like a guy there to meet me, and he kind of walked around with me, and we walked to the monitor section, and he had all my videos playing like on all the monitors. And I guess it lined up with whenever the Google Street View person or however they do that. So now I'm forever immortalized until they update it.
Yeah, that's
in the Micro Center Google Maps Street View.
That is awesome. I'll have to check it out. I didn't know Street View was doing stuff on the inside too, so I'll have to check it out.
I didn't know either.
I would check it out.
Someone told me, I feel like someone just randomly in my Discord was like, hey, and posted a screenshot of it, and I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Like, oh yeah, Google Maps, Street View. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I could do that.
It was pretty awesome. I'll have to check it out. Houston Micro Center, Street View, walk inside.
Do it, dude.
Yeah, man. Cool. Well, dude, thank you so much for being on. It's nice to talk to you. I think we're gonna see each other here in a little bit too, meet in person next month. So that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I don't know how much we can say about that, but yeah, we'll.
I think they just released. Didn't they just do a email to? I think they sent out an email to their subscriber to their mailing list yesterday about the thing. I think.
Okay.
well,
I like how people in chat are probably like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, yeah.
we will be seeing each other.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, in about a month. So
Yeah. It'll be super fun. So I'm looking forward to it. But dude, thanks for coming in. Thanks for chatting it up, making time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry about like all of this scheduling. It's
I get it, dude.
yeah, yeah.
We made it work and it was fun. So I'm sorry for keeping you over your general 1 hour. Man, we've gone almost 2 hours now. So
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
All good.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, no
It
problem.
was a jam.
Awesome. And then anyone on the stream, if you don't know Raid Owl, you're just tuning in, you should totally go subscribe to Raid Owl YouTube channel. His name's Brett. He has a Discord too. He's on Twitter or X. You could find him anywhere.
I'm anywhere. I'm everywhere, dude.
He is everywhere. He's even on Google Maps now. I mean, this guy
We'll go back. The most important thing. Yeah.
is big time. But yeah, he is Rad Owl. I like it, Rad Owl. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. If anyone, if you need to get a hold of me, you know where to get a hold of me. You could totally join our Discord. We have a Discord too. We're getting close to 10,000 members. It kind of keeps getting close to it, and then they keep trimming it out. I think a lot of bots are joining, and every month they're like, "Oh, we're going to clean up the bots." But anyways, love for you to join. Yeah, thank you, Alex, for posting the link. But then, yeah, thank you so much. I will be back here next Saturday, same time, 3 Central, and I hopefully will have something on YouTube here this week. We'll see. Any final words, Brett?
If you guys help me get to 100,000 subs, I will do a hot tub stream where I play Raid Shadow Legends live on stream. So hopefully that's motivation. If it's not, then ignore that. Just subscribing. But yeah, thanks, Tim.
Yeah, no problem. Yep. Go subscribe. But yeah, thank you all. I will see you next week. I'll see you in Discord and on Twitter. Take care, folks. Be good to each other.